I'm going to make something that I haven't had in a long time. But as a kid, I used to really like these for a snack or lunch. Sue's not here. She's out shopping this morning. It's a Saturday morning. I'm going to show you what I'm going to have for a snack. It starts this way. That's bologna. I'm going to show you something that a lot of you out there probably never had, maybe heard of, and you're going to think it's nasty. But it's a Midwestern thing, I believe, or maybe I got some redneck in me. A little bit of mustard underneath of there, a little bit of red onion, a little bit of mayo. You might be asking yourself, what's that? That's pepper. Put a little pepper on the bread. Then we take the bologna. Oh yeah. Look at it. Hear it. I'm going to show you the proper way to have fried bologna. You leave it there until it swells up in the middle. It's starting already. Can you see that? I usually push it down and make sure it gets hot. It don't take much. That's good. Now let's flip it over to the other side. Ooh, yeah. We shut the stove off. Yeah. See, it's popping up now. See that? That on there. Yeah. Let's take a bite of this thing. Fried bologna sandwich. Mmm. And if you like bologna, this is pretty good. I was raised on this kind of stuff. And sweet tea. I'm sitting in the backyard, the back porch, so to speak. It's pretty important to, well, it is if you like using your lanai and things like that. The positioning of your house, whether the front of the house is pointed north, south, east, or west. I've mentioned that a few times, and I think the real estate people will tell you the same thing I'm telling you. The back of my house is pointed pretty much due east, and the front of the house is pointed west. That's why in the afternoon, that's why we had the awning put out front, because in the afternoon, the front of my house right there, in that porch area, there used to be bushes in there. It gets really hot right there. So we put the awning there. So we could sit out front in the afternoon if we wanted to watch our neighbors walk their dogs or whatever, because that provides shade. But even then, if you watch my porch setting, if I'm running late, you'll see if I sit on one side of that there's a corner right there, it's the sun that peeks in. And when it does, it will actually sunburn my leg if I sit there long enough. It's important. Back here in the back, right now it's about 1:30 in the afternoon, maybe 1 o'clock. I don't have my cell phone, sorry. And I'm sitting in the shade. Here, let me turn this thing around so you can see. This is what it looks like in my my back porch, so to speak. When I first moved in, there was nothing back here. Absolutely nothing. I could see all the way across the courtyard there, everywhere. But over the years, that's why I keep telling people, or I keep bringing it up. I'm not telling you anything. I keep bringing it up, the fact that don't get used to what you see or what you don't see or the landscaping, because it will change. There is no doubt. When I first moved in here, there was nothing back here. That's a big open courtyard right there between us and the neighbors. And that's one of the reasons why I chose this site compared to the other two that I had a choice from. I only had 3 choices here. They didn't sell houses here like they do down south. They could only sell the houses that the developer released. And here he released them 3 at a time. And I actually bought the very first house in this section of Hillsboro. I wasn't the first to move in, but I was the first to buy. I didn't have no other choices for anything else because I asked. And they just simply told me they didn't know when, where, why, or how. And I didn't have time to mess around. I just kind of freaked out. That was my own fault. But anyway, we bought this because we had a bigger area back here of privacy. Over here, if you'll notice that, I can't remember what that bush is called. I should know, but in the fall time like it is right now, they do lose their leaves. Somebody asked me one time if our trees lost their leaves, and it does lose its leaves in the fall, as you can see. And in the springtime, that thing will have a bunch of beautiful flowers on it. I've seen pink flowers, I've seen white flowers. I don't think I've seen any other color. There might be other colors, but I've only seen the pink and the white, and they're all around our neighborhood. Those are the kind of trees that when the developer developed this area, they planted them in certain people's yards in the front yard. I had one. Originally, it was in the front. Then I moved it back here here. I put it right there when I put this hedge in. And then when they had that tree installed, that tree came all the way over and touched my tree. I decided I didn't like the looks of that at all, and so I took it out. And then those I had planted somewhere else, I can't remember where. Oh, they was out front where the bushes were at. And so I dug it up out front, and I drug it back here, and I stuck it in the ground there, and it's been growing ever since. Not great growing, but it's growing ever since. But anyway, this is my back porch area. This is the area we had added on, and I put the barbecue grill over there. My thoughts was originally, and I haven't done anything yet because I may have changed my mind. I do it all the time. My thought was I was going to put this in, okay? Over there, I thought about putting a little bit of a brick wall, that stackable brick, bring it up about 2 foot or so, not real high. And then on the other side of that, I was going to put a trellis, a permanent trellis, a heavy-duty trellis to go all the way up, probably to the bottom of the gutter right here, but not touching the house, just this area right here. And then I was going to put a climbing vine of some kind and let it just kind of take over this whole area. It was going to act as a little privacy screen between me and a neighbor right there. And then here, the reason I had this put in a certain way, I was going to buy a hot tub and put it in. There's the plug, so I could plug it in, you know, to keep the temperature up and that kind of thing. I haven't done it yet because of something a couple of people told me. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it yet, I just haven't done it yet. They told me at 110, the hot tubs that will work for 110 weren't very good. They don't run the pumps like they should and whatever. They say you got to get 220. I'm not saying no to it, I just haven't done anything yet. So anyway, Carrie, notice the shady right here? Give it another half an hour maybe, and this shade will be way out there because the sun is on the other side of the house. It's setting over there. When it rises this time of year, it rises kind of behind that tree right there. The sun will come up right there, and then when it goes over in the wintertime, it actually doesn't go over my house all the way, but it kind of curves a little bit and goes down. Did I point that out good? And then in the summer months, though, the sun will rise more over here. And then it'll pretty much go straight up and then straight down over there. So right now we're kind of getting the angle of it coming up and down. Thus shorter days, too. But, yeah, it's my backyard. I'll shut up for a while. You can hear how quiet it is. Nice and quiet. Well, I'm going to eat the rest of my lunch and my sweet tea. I got to send Linda an email. She's docking it this way. I got a bunch of her boxes in my garage. She UPS'd, I think, 10 boxes are out in the garage. I think her and Roy's coming over here Thanksgiving, if I remember right. I told her that's when I get my homemade chicken and noodles, and that's when I get my Cherries Jubilee, twice a year, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Hey, there was a guy that sent me an email. I don't know who it was, sorry. Saying, hey, I really appreciate the information you put on the video, the room sizes and things like that. I'll do it when I get them. I don't always get that information. You know, when somebody says, I need to start doing this or need to start doing that. I don't sell homes. I'm not a realtor. I don't get all this information on a piece of paper. And the only way I get homes that I can video that are for sale with that information on it is if somebody sends me an email or calls me and asks me to do it. I don't get invited by real estate people to do it. Very, very seldom. The Village's real estate company will not ask me to do it. I know the realtors, they think it's a good idea because I can help sell houses. But the developer's broker tells everybody no because the Village just started their own YouTube channel. So they want to put that stuff on their channel so they can collect the revenue from the ad revenue on that channel. And the excuse is they want to make sure all the information is correct and they don't trust me to give you the correct information, which I find that ironic because if I've got the paper that's provided for them homes for sale, I'm just reading you the information that's on that paper. I'm just rambling on. Nothing I'm saying means anything. I'm just kind of pointing it across the backyard and talking.